And I'm going circus right now with putting my nose on. There it is. I'm circus. And right now I'm going to present Elayne Kramer, and she'll be performing. That was wonderful. And we're going to be interviewing Elaine along with Michael Consuelo and also the Executive Director of the Big Apple Circus. Come on over here, Lynn. We have Lynn Stirrup with us. And so pleased to have you here. I'm going to be using the handheld mic here.
Okay, thank you very much for having us today.
Yeah, how exciting. She is a prize, isn't she?
Fantastic. Just stunningly beautiful and graceful in her act and so talented. We are very pleased to have her in the show this year.
Yeah. The Big Apple Circus, I went to see it last year, and it is an incredible circus. You have an air-conditioned tent.
Yes, we do. Very user-friendly, very comfortable in all weather, including this heat and humidity we've been experiencing. So
it's really something. Now, what I'd like you to do is tell us a little bit about Elaine, because I'm sure you have much more background than I do on it, and we'd like to know a little bit more about her.
Well, I know that she, third or fourth generation circus family, fifth. See how far behind I am. Decided as a young child that she wanted to test the limits of being able to do this craft and has been training in it ever since. She's turned 21 on our tour this year and hails originally from Argentina, and a fifth generation circus family, as so many of the talented performers are that we have the privilege to work with.
I know, and they're incredible. Elaine, first of all, I love your costume. Can I call it a costume? Yes, it's lovely. And what I'd like to know is, when did you start doing this? Is this the time when your mother said, you're going to break your neck if you do that? But I doubt it, because you come from a family that does this. So tell me a little bit about that.
So as a child growing up in the circus, you kind of are experiencing different acts, not only looking at them and learning from them, but also trying them as a kid, especially when you have other kids around. I had a little brother growing up, so we were always trying new things. And one of the times when my parents were working in Mexico, we were working with a great contortionist. And I used to watch her act every day, and I loved it. So I asked my father if he could teach me contortions, and he taught me, and here I am.
Well, that's now. When you do what you do, you must have to limber up, because your body has no bones. Is that correct?
Yes. Well, I have like everybody's a lot of people think that I am double jointed or I have some special flexibility powers or something. I am just like any other person, and I have to warm up every day, an hour at least, before each performance. Depending on the weather, it takes me longer. In the winter times, like an hour and a half, an hour, 40 minutes to warm up. Yes, but during the hot summer days, it's really easy, especially if I keep it up every day. If I have days off, I probably have to warm up more, but it's...
I'm sure you drink plenty of fluids.
I try.
Right.
Yeah.
And Michael Consuelo, come on over, Mike. Mike is with the Chamber of Commerce up at Lake George, and I'm sure that you are so excited to have this circus here again in Lake George. Why don't you tell us how you got them here?
Well, we're ecstatic, and we started last year, and actually started with the mayor. The mayor Blaze sent out an invitation to a lot of performers, performing acts, and events that were taking place throughout the country, and just inviting them to consider to come up to Lake George. And one of the first responses was the Big Apple Circus, and we could not be more than delighted to have them back for a second year, and hopefully for a long engagement after that. It's performing at Charles R. Wood Park.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room, plenty of parking, lots to see and do. When you're not at the circus, I have to kind of put that little plug in, but if you've got availability the next couple of weeks and you're looking for something really special to do, come up and please see the circuit. It's a wonderful...
We'll be there through July 28th.
Yeah, well, I'm going to come back to you now, because what I'd like to know is, well, first of all, you mentioned the dates, but when I'm going to hand you the mic, I want to know what else people will see at the circus. I understand that you have horses, and one of the nice things that the kids can kind of come on in the rings a little bit sometimes.
Well, one of the great things about our circus is that it's a one-ring circus. It's a very intimate, engaging experience for everyone. No seat is further than 50 feet from the action, so everybody feels very much a part of it. The big fan of the circus right here, and many others like him, his size. That's my son, who also is training to be a circus performer. Every apparatus or potential apparatus we pass is a place to practice. This year's performance is called Legendarium and harkens back to the origins of the circus, where we are able to tell some of the places that the circus arts originated, the size of the ring, for example, and where the leotard came from and so forth, are among the facts that our very talented ringmaster shares with the audience during the show. He is John Kennedy Kane, and he is quite a performer. And he threads through a theme of the legends of the circus throughout the entire performance, which does include horses, 12 of them, 6 large size and 6 miniature pony size, and a dog act that is comprised completely of rescued animals from dog pounds and animal shelters. And we have incredible acts from all over the world. One of the great things about our circus is that it is well known, and one of the organizations that performers like to perform with throughout the world. And so we have terrific talent like Elaine from all over the world, including a slackwire act from China. Another act from China this year is they are trick riders on bicycles, seven talented young ladies. We have an amazing strap act, an aerial act from Russia, a couple who does incredible feats high above the seats without a net, and other things like that. So do come see it between now and July 28th.
Right. Now, how did you get started in the circus? I understand now you say your son wants to get into the circus.
Now that I've been working with the organization.
Tell me, so this is, you've not been in the circus all your life?
No, I haven't. I've been in performing arts, nonprofit and performing arts my whole career. I've just been with Big Apple Circus for a year, and I'm just delighted to be here.
Well, we're delighted to have you here as well. Elaine, you continue to amaze me when I see you do this. It's just incredible. I saw some of your stuff on Facebook, and not on Facebook, but on YouTube. Are you going to do this the rest of your life? Or, I mean, is this something, what I want to know is, can a contortionist continue for long periods of time? Because it looks like very strenuous.
Unfortunately, no. Contortionist life is very short. So I think after this I will probably start. I'm already working on other acts. So I'm gonna try and move more towards hand balancing and more like balancing sort of feats or maybe aerial acts or something like that instead of.
You can always go into management, right?
Yes, that would be nice.
And we want to mention that your mom is here with you.
Yes, my mother always travels with me. She's actually, unfortunately this year, our family has to be apart. My father and my brother are working in another circus, and me and my mom are working here at the Big Apple Circus. So when we have breaks, we have chances to go see each other, but this is the first time the family's been apart for so long.
What does your dad and your brother do?
My father's a clown, and my brother is a hand balance. He does hand balance.
Oh, wow. So you must have some fun Christmas gatherings, right?
Yes, it's really fun actually. It's amazing to be part of a circus family because of all the traditions and everything that we share. They tell me about things, how they were back in the days, which actually has a lot to do with what John Kennedy Kane says about the show, how everything.
Legendarium.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's really amazing how everything is connected and how you think that the way the circus is now, it's the way it always was, and it really took a while to get. Yes, it evolved a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does anybody know when the circus really started?
It was in the 1800s.
Oh, 18. I thought it would have been earlier than that.
Was around the 1800s. That's
You'll have to come and find out.
That's what we talk about. I think that it's really hard to say when the circus really started, because not just circus, but circus is really related to a lot of other show-like things that people used to do, like the fire eaters and things like that are considered sideshow, was kind of also related to circus, because if you look at it, it's for the
street performance.
Yeah, street performance. I mean, that's all related to circus, I think, because it's all doing amazing things to make people want to come see it, or to entertain the people.
So you gathered all of those street performers and put them under a tent. And so now we have a circus. If you want to see the Big Apple Circus, you can go up to Lake George. And once again, what are the dates?
It runs through July 28th, Wednesday through Sunday, 2 shows a day.
Okay, so check it out and enjoy it. And I do want to mention it is air-conditioned tent, so because that was really nice when I walked in there and said, "Oh my gosh, it's air-conditioned!" Thank goodness. And it's really it's not distracting at all. It does so. And Mike, thanks for bringing them here.
It's my pleasure, Ann. It's always a treat to have these.
And we'll see Mike again. He'll be on a few more weeks. So good. Thank you.